Good morning, Sanbonani. Another kick, another Monday. Okay, I guess in Fisele, Monday, a wonderful, a great one, an awesome one with this, the next motivation kick from Sanela Enoch. Today we are looking at planning and implementation. It's one of my favorites. So please enjoy it. Okay. Planning and implementation. Number one, planning starts the year before. It's New Year's resolutions. You start the year before, round about October and November, you sit down and then you write. You write it. Not just the paper, but you write it down in the paper that you will be able to keep, or in a document that you will be able to save, and then you write down your goals, your plans. This is what I want to achieve in the following year. That is planning. That's when planning starts. And then when you write down your plans, first, before you are able to say you achieve, you do what we call SWOT analysis. You check your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. You cannot plan without those, because you won't know where exactly do you need to improve, because planning is supposed to correct your weaknesses and your threats. So whatever that you have a shortage of in your life, in any aspect of your life, you correct it during the process of planning. Let's move. And then after that, all your goals, and then you need to write down to say, now how are you going to achieve them? That's now you are coming to that's the implementation phase. Now how are you going to achieve them, and when are you going to achieve them in the following year? Is it going to be in March, April, May? And Yoste in 2014 and also in 2017, she wrote that when you are writing an objective, it must be SMART, meaning specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time framed. So that's planning. So uma ngabe plana something, kumele ukuthi ibe specific, kube it's something ozokhona ukuthi uachieve. Ungaplan ukuthi kena for argument's sake you want to drive a Mercedes, but you know what you are earning far less than that. So that's not realistic. So whatever you plan, achieve, it must be achievable. That is why you see people, they live in Pilo that is far expensive than them. It's because they were unable to plan realistic goals. So realistic goals are planned through looking at what is it that you have, and then you use that to say, okay, based on this particular amount of money that I'm earning per annum, per year, this is what I will be able to do. So sizomenza commissioning, because it's a process on its own to say, now let's look at money, and then let's take this money and attach it to the plans that we are having, and the implementation, because implementation will never take place without money. So we will look at commissioning on its own, but today I want us to look at planning and implementation, so that I don't confuse you guys. So then after that, to say, okay, by March, by April, kumele ngibe sengenze 1, 2 and 3. By September, by August, September, kumele ngibe sengenze 1, 2 and 3. And also looking at obviously the implementation, the how part, how are you going to implement it, and so on. Funding, that's your commissioning that we will talk about later on. And then emveni kwalokho, after you've done that, angithi plan yakho say right, say ready, and then you've saved it, you keep on looking at it, and then you keep on adapting it, and so on. Then mangabe kuqala unyaka, then you break it down. You say January to June. Then you say by this time, by June, this is what I must have achieved. And then you say from July to December, this is what I will be able to achieve. So this is that's how we plan things realistically. And then every Monday you sit down, and then you say, this week, this is what I'm going to do. Yes, you attach this to plan yakho yasemsebenzini on your daily activities, but you also attach your own plans. So sometimes we neglect our own plans, and then we focus kakhulu emsebenzini, then umsebenzi drain us to such an extent that we forget about our personal objectives that we have. We always prioritize umsebenzi's training and so on. If emsebenzini you don't even get time to to look at your own plans. Mawufika ntambama endlini, mawuqeda ukugeza, together. Sit down and say, now, can I take for an hour at least? I'm looking at my plans. At least once a week for an hour, you revisit your personal plans. Not my plans or whatsoever, but the plans that are going to move you forward. So mostly we move forward the work environment and then we neglect ourselves, and that is not right. That is why izinto zethu zidelay, because umsebenzi is so draining. It's take all our time, and then we forget what we also need to attend to ourselves, our personal plans. Then emveni kwaloko then it's a Monday, you sit down, you plan your week ukuthi this is what I will do in this whole week, ukubhale phansi one by one. And then after that, as you are achieving these goals, it's more, Robin Sharma called them small daily goals. As you are achieving these small daily goals, then you take them out to say, this is what I've done. But you must make sure your vision, they are fitting a vision, which is a craft. Planning yako must be aligned to your vision. You must never remove the plan from the vision. What is the bigger picture, the bigger goal of my life? What is my purpose? So your vision is the one that is driving your plans and your implementations. So then after that, your week, then you keep on ticking it, and then you keep on going back to say, okay, in January I've achieved 1, 2, and 3. February, March, you tick it out. That's how your plan must never be away from you, because the mind, I don't know how to go deep, it's fine. Because your mind must never be removed from your plan. So you must keep on looking at your plan in your diary. It must sit next to you to say, okay, now this is what I'm doing for this month, this is what I'm doing for the following month, and so on and so on. But it must not be a paper that stays away. No. So meaning that your year plan gets saturated to your 6-month plan, and then from 6-month plan you break it down to your monthly plan, and then from monthly plan you break it down to your week plan, and your week plan is determining your daily activities. So your daily activities is not just work only, but it is also your personal goals. So meaning that your personal